Is there a formula for success, one that you can achieve any goal that you set for yourself? In this video, I'm going to share with you the ultimate success formula with NLP that I use to set and achieve all of my goals. So watch this entire video now. You know, success is rarely an accident. People are not successful by chance. They have a formula that they use to achieve their goal. So I call the formula that I use the ultimate success formula. You know, if you understand this formula, you can literally achieve excellence in everything you do. You know, if you had to guess, what is the first step of the formula? What would you say it is? And the answer is simply this: all successful people know their goals. That is the first step, goals. And you have to be really clear on exactly what you want to achieve. You know, do you think most people know what they want? You know, after coaching more than 2,400 people one-on-one, I found out that about 90% of people, they don't know what they want. And even people who often do have their goals, it's very vague. It's not specific enough. So you have to be very clear on exactly what it is you want to achieve. But are goals enough? And the answer is no. Well, what is the next step? And the next step is strategy. Successful people have a strategy. You know, whatever your goal is that you want to achieve, is there a strategy to get there? If you want to lose weight, is there a strategy for losing weight? If you want to make $1 million per year, is there a strategy to make $1 million per year? What is the fastest way to achieve your goal? Who has already achieved that goal? Has somebody already achieved the goal that you're trying to achieve? You know, in NLP, we say find people that are already successful and then model their blueprint, model their maps of the world. So what do you think the next step is? And the next step is you have to take massive, intelligent action, right? So what drives people to take action? And the answer is our state. Logically, you want that goal, but what drives you the most? Logic or emotion? I'm sure if you're like most people, you would understand that emotion will drive you a lot more than logic. So one of the most important things that we teach you in NLP is how to be in a resourceful state. You know, it's not like I wake up every day and I'm already so excited and passionate to make my life work. No, I don't wake up every day like that. Or it's not like I go do public speaking and I'm totally confident and, you know, ready to make it happen. No, a lot of times I'm not. So I got to catch myself. I have to be aware, what state am I in? And then I got to put myself in the peak state, a resourceful state. And this is really what NLP will show you how to do. And from that state, then you can take massive action. Does that make sense? You know, imagine you do take consistent action. What will happen next, right? And we either get success, right? Or we get failure. The number one thing that scares people the most is failure. But does everybody fail at least sometimes? The answer is yes. Do successful people fail? Of course. In fact, you know, successful people take more action, so therefore they get more failure. In order to understand how to deal with failure, I'm going to talk about 3 kinds of people. And the first type of person is the person who will give up, right? Because when they don't get what they want, they say, well, I tried, it didn't work. So, you know, there you go. And they just give up. And why did they give up? Because they feel they're not good enough. They feel disappointed. They get in a suffering state, right? And then after they give up, they come up with a bunch of excuses, you know, why they can't achieve their goals, or they tell themselves a story, right? And that story is what programs their brain. Now, the second kind of person is the kind of person, hey, you know, they're not going to give up. You know, they don't want that. They're going to try again, right? And we've all heard that advice, right? If you don't succeed at first, what do? You try again. And if that doesn't work, what do? You try again and again and again. Now, let me ask you this. If you try again and again and again, will you eventually achieve your goal, right? And most people would say yes, but the answer is no. Why not? Because they keep doing the same thing. And if you keep doing the same thing, you will never achieve your goal because what you're doing is not working. So in NLP, we have to learn to notice what's working and notice what's not working, which brings us to the third person. And the third type of person, they don't see it as failure. They see it as feedback. In other words, if they don't get what they want, it doesn't mean that they cannot achieve. It doesn't mean they're not good enough. It doesn't mean that it's too hard. It doesn't mean that it can't be done. It just means that I got the feedback. And what that means to them, the feedback, is they can learn something, okay? You know, and what that really means, you need to have flexibility. And this is really where NLP shines, in your life, because one of the things that makes people most successful is the ability to notice what's working, notice what's not working, and then have the flexibility to change their approach until they get the result. Everything I've ever achieved in my life, it didn't come so easy at my first attempt. Many times I had to have that flexibility that allowed me to get success. Can you see how flexibility is so important for success? Now, if this is so simple, you gotta know what you want, you gotta have a strategy, you got to take action, notice what's working, notice what's not working, have flexibility, change your approach until you get the result, then why doesn't everybody do this? They don't have the three things on top, that is going to allow them to execute this ultimate success formula. And what we call this on top, it's called success conditioning. In other words, you have to reprogram your brain with the right success conditioning. Because if you don't have this, you're not going to execute that, because these three things are going to drive whether you take action on the formula or not. Share this video, because when you're sharing this video, you're helping somebody transform their life and live in a beautiful state and achieve more success.